And a good Thursday. Welcome in, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. We are live at Circa Sports Kentucky here at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. And excited to be here for the Sweet 16 getting underway. And they're going to have all the games on. Opening day in Major League Baseball. Those will all be on. So this is going to be fun. I'm Chase McCabe. He's Big Joe Dubin, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, back at the studio. What's up, Joe?
Oh, it's going to be a great day. And listen, we're not burying the lead today, L-E-D-E. We're not burying the lead. We're bringing the best right out of the gate, and I'm so excited who we have firing off our show today, Chase.
I'm going to let you do the honors.
Well, I'm telling you, if you ever watch Mike and Molly, you know who Billy Gardell is. He's just a great comedian, a funny guy. I think he's a legend. And guess who's on our show right now? Let's bring in the great, the wonderful Billy Gardell. He's going to be at the Mint Gaming Hall here in Kentucky on April the 4th. Billy, good afternoon. Thanks for doing this, buddy. How are you?
Guys, thank you very much for having me. And do me a favor, put in a trifecta for me, 648 horses, all right? $2 box. $2 box.
All right, we got you. We'll take care of that.
We're going to do it soon. Yes, sir. Billy, you're coming to Mint Gaming Hall up here in Kentucky. I guess you're on the road. You're doing your comedy. How are things going?
Things are good, man. You know, these days at my age, I kind of feel like Bull Durham. You know what I mean? But when I'm traveling, but
right.
The performing part of it is still the greatest joy. You know, I've been really enjoying being out on tour, and it's been so nice to see, you know, fans of stuff I did on TV. You mentioned Mike and Molly, and you know, Bob Hart's Abishola's, some fans there, some young Sheldon fans. It's nice to see the work you do. People still remember, they still appreciate, and actually. It's a great day today, man, because Netflix finally has picked up Mike and Molly, and it starts airing on Netflix today. So that's a nice little bonus. And it's actually my dad's birthday, so it's kind of good karma today.
And you're on the Chase and Big Joe show. I mean, this is the best day in your life, Billy.
Absolutely, brother. Come on.
Listen, I posted the day that you're coming on our show, and I did the picture of you and Mike and Molly, and then the picture of you now. Everybody's talking about your weight loss, right? What was the moment you decided, like, I got to change how I feel, how I look? And did you expect all this outstanding love you're getting from people, how you transformed your life?
You know, man, what made me turn the corner was when we all went through COVID the first time. You know, and they brought up the people that were most likely to be in trouble were people with sleep apnea, asthma, type 2 diabetes, smokers. And I was like, bingo, I got all of them. So I just decided that I was going to make a change right then and there. And also my blood numbers have been creeping up. You know, you can't outrun the math. When the math starts yelling at you, you got to make it a change. So I quit smoking, and that led to, hey, I'm gonna take this seriously. I went and got bariatric surgery. I follow a very strict diet every single day, so I can maintain it. Because, you know, like 1 in 4 people, they have that surgery and they get heavy again, and then there's other problems. And so I'm always very honest about how I did it, what it takes to keep going. I always tell people, if you're going to do it, make sure you understand what you have to do to keep going. And as far as connecting with my fans, there's been a lot of them that have been so loving and encouraging, and actually, there's a couple people that I have been lucky enough to inspire, and that always touches my heart. And that's the stuff you got to look for, because there's also a pocket of morons on the internet, as we all know.
Right?
When I was big, they were like, "He's too fat, he's gonna die." And now that I lost weight, they're like, "I think he's sick." Like, people just have to. Those people just, they're just living in a basement somewhere with nothing to do. But I tell my son all the time, man, go where the love is. And if you surround yourself with forward-minded people, loving people, and people that want to see you do well, then your circle gets strong, man. And that's, I think, where we're at. And I kind of bring that to my comedy, that, you know, we have more in common than we don't. And I talk a lot about being an empty nester and, you know, rooting for my kid. I think it's low-hanging fruit to rip on this generation. I mean, they are up against it. And I also talk about my father being my biggest fan. So there's a lot of good family themes that come through my show. And like I said, I get a lot of joy out of that. It's almost like I can be of service. You know, if I can make you laugh for an hour and forget your muck, that's good. You know what I mean? I think that's a good way to be.
Billy Gardell is with us, going to be at the Mint, here at the Mint at Kentucky Downs on April 4th. But, looking at your work, I've always been curious of an actor like you that stars in a hit television show. It has a fantastic run. The run comes to an end, and then a few years later you do it all over again, because I don't feel like you see that a whole lot because, for so many like I remember a lot of the stars of Friends would talk about being typecast, that, Matt LeBlanc is like, I'm always Joey. And you were able to kind of overcome that. How difficult was that process when you moved on from Mike and Molly?
Man, I was just lucky enough to have an ally in Chuck Lorre. So when we did Mike and Molly, after that ended, he brought me into Young Sheldon. He called me and he said, "Hey, you want to play a redneck who's drinking beer in a chicken coop?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." So he already started kind of painting me out of that corner with that character, and it was such a fun cast to be a part of. Lance Barber and all those guys on Young Sheldon, they were wonderful. And then he came up with this idea. He called me and he said, "Hey, man, I got an idea for another show. It's about a compression sock salesman from Detroit who has a heart attack, wakes up and falls in love with his Nigerian nurse." And I was like, "Okay, I'm in." So I think it's the material and the commitment to being a different guy that breaks you out of that. But the industry does have that thing where they box you in. And I did an independent film that's actually streaming right now on Prime called The Vortex, where I play a gambling addict. So I'm trying to show them I can do dramatic stuff. I'll tell you what was harder than anything is when I lost the weight. Because there's always people in casting that think, well, he's not big anymore. There's no way he can still be funny. Like your funny power evaporates because you lost weight. You know what I mean? So I've been having to fight that uphill a little bit. But like I said, slowly but surely, the auditions are starting to roll back in. And I'm also at a place where I want to do something different. I want to keep stretching as an artist. And stand-up is always my first love. And while I'm doing, looking for parts that are different for me, older, maybe the cranky police chief or the burned out fire captain, I'll be that guy. But in between that, I get the gift of being able to come do stand up. So yeah, there's an uphill battle to it, but it's also about you have to keep growing and changing,
Do you feel like that when you do the stand up, does the audience, they know who you are, obviously, that's why they're there to see you, but can they separate when they're listening to your act of, oh, this is Billy, this isn't Mike, or, they actually are just listening to you, the person, do your routine?
Yeah, I don't think I have that much of a separation because I'm not that different as far as humor-wise. Like, I'm from Pittsburgh, so I have that Rust Belt Midwest sense of humor anyway, which is what Mike and Bob had. The only difference between me and them is I swear a little more. But nothing. I don't do anything that's going to run you out the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not really my style. So I think most of the stuff I talk about is marriage and, coming from a working class childhood and, things that are very prevalent to the Middle West, the Northeast, the Southeast. I seem to identify there pretty well. So it's not a big separation. It's not like, they see me on Mike and Molly and they come and then I'm like a magician. It's not, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, what are we watching? You know what I mean?
Billy Gardell is with us. In 2017, you played Colonel Tom Parker in the Sun Records series. We love Elvis on this show. I have to imagine preparing for that role had to be a lot of fun with as much as you learned. What all went into that process of playing Colonel Tom?
That was probably the best acting I've done to date. And it was about the $1 Million Quartet at Sun Records, which was Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, and Elvis. And I played Colonel Parker and how he stole Elvis away from Sam Phillips. And it was directed by Roland Joffe. It was shot beautifully, written beautifully. And it was 8 episodes. It's streaming on Paramount right now. And they got to the end of the first season, and I think CMT took a look at that price tag and said, we should probably go back to those shows where people catch fish with their arms. And I think had it been on a bigger platform, we would have had a shot. I think it was just a little too much of an undertaking for them. But it's a beautiful show, and it's on Paramount. And I'll tell you why I love doing it so much. I really got access to the folks at Sun Records and the folks at Graceland. And my dad was the biggest Elvis fan I ever met in my life. Like, he called off of work sick in '77 when Elvis died for 3 days. And dude, he's the only guy I ever knew that didn't like the Beatles. And I quote, "Those hippies knocked Elvis off the throne. They're dead to me." He had nothing to do with the Beatles. So we were in Elvis' house. So while he was alive, getting to play Colonel Parker and sending him pictures of the sets, and then I flew him down so he could go to Graceland, and he was just that was his favorite thing that I ever did, which was really cool.
I love it. Billy Gardell is with us on the Chase and Big Joe show. You know him from Mike and Molly and Bob Hart's Abishola. Billy, this is how worlds collide. You ready for this? Okay. Our afternoon show has a guy by the name of Willie Donick. He is the TV voice of the Nashville Predators. Willie Donick went to the same high school you did in Winter Park High School in Orlando, Florida.
Oh,
wow.
He's a Wildcat.
Yeah, he just sent me a picture. He said, "Go Wildcats." It's just funny, Billy, how we're all weirdly connected somehow.
Well, that's a lot about what I talk about, man, because, you know, in the world today, we spend a lot of time looking for the differences and not remembering the similarities.
Yes.
And I keep things very simple, man, and that is this. Most of us on this planet are looking for a hand to hold, a roof to live under, and a job to pay for it. And when we give each other a little space to do that, then we become better as a community. We become better as a society. And, you know, we've forgotten that a little bit. We've gotten very judgmental. Social media has poisoned us, you know. And so it's kind of like social media is like, you ever see two dogs, you know, and there's a glass door in between them, and they're barking and snarling, and then you slide the door and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Right.
That's how you have to look at social media, because I think people inherently are good. I think people are inherently struggling right now, trying to figure out what's next. And I don't want to be a part of the chaos, man. And I still do believe that there are more kind and good people out there than there are not.
Amen. Billy, I will tell you this. I've never been thrown out of a movie. I came close. One of my favorite movies is Jersey Boys, and when you pop up in that, I'm like, "There's Billy Gardell!" in the middle of the movie theater. What was that like doing? Because that's a great movie, but you also worked with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I was on Mike and Molly at the time, and his casting office was right around the corner from our stage. And I've you know, my dad, God, we sat and watched every spaghetti western he ever did. You know, Josie Wales, Hang 'em High, and then Dirty Harry, and it was legendary. So I walked over to the casting agency or the casting office, and I said, "Hey, I'm Billy from Mike and Molly," and the receptionist said, "Oh yeah, we know who you are." I said, "Okay." I go, "Hey, listen, I've always wanted to work with Mr. Eastwood. If you guys have anything available, I'd be happy to do it just to get a day of work with him." And she said, "Well, we don't have any major parts left. There's one little part for a bowling alley owner who gets to yell at the Four Seasons and fire them." I said, "I'll take it." And she said, "Okay, let me ask them if they'll do that." And then the next day they said, "Yeah, we'd love to have you." And I got to go out to this little area in California. Clint Eastwood, he films so cool, man. It's like you get 2 takes and we're moving on, and you better know your stuff. And he's no nonsense. It's all quiet and calm and professional, and when he says, he doesn't say action or cut. He goes, "All right, begin," and you do.
Oh, that's great.
And then at the end of the scene, he doesn't say cut. He goes, "All right, that's enough of that." And I got to go do that. And I'll tell you, it was such a big deal to do that, because you see, I mean, that's a legend of the game, man. I mean, icon. And that was the only time my wife's super supportive of me, and she's usually like, "Have fun, bye, love you, goodbye, have fun, honey, do good." But when I told her I was working with Clint Eastwood, she's like, "I'm going to work with you that day." She wanted to meet him too.
Oh, that's so cool.
Sweet. He took a picture with us, and I said, "My wife loves you," and he goes, "Well, she's obviously got very good taste."
What a memory!
And you know what was really cool, man? The second take, he could tell I was a comic. And he was like, listen, really give these kids the business. Just go off the cuff and really rip them up. And I got to improv a little bit of that scene, and he kept some of that in there. So I get to be a part of Jersey Boys. I got to work with Clint, and I got to throw a few of my lines in there.
Oh, I love it. Billy Gardell's with us. He's at the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs on April the 4th. Before we let you go, Mike and Molly, right? I mean, it's so great that you have embraced all that, because I know there's some acts like, I moved on from that. I mean, that – did you have any idea, Billy, how – powerful that show is, and now it's on Netflix, and a whole new generation gets to see it? What a wonderful ride that had to have been.
Yeah, you know what the gift of Mike and Molly was, man? It was the relationship that the cast had with each other. We still get together once a month for lunch, and now it goes from what project you're working on to, whatever part of your body's hurting, the kids don't call, and we can't digest food anymore. But the gift of that was, it was life-changing for all of us, because at that moment, most of us were over 40 when that thing hit. And so the gratitude that happened during that show was not only life-changing, but we were lucky enough to know how special it was while we were in the middle of it. And I think that's something that didn't leave any of us. And I think the love we have for each other still to this day is what came through that screen. Now, later on, I found out, and I do believe, look, I think Bob Hart's Show is a very good show. It's very sweet, and it says love conquers all. But I think Mike and Molly's at that classic level, and I'm very proud of that. And I look back with great fondness. Like, when I see the episodes today, they hold up. They're funny, and they're sweet, and that's a great combination. But I really felt like in the middle of that, we all kind of knew, wow, this is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Like, everybody, that whole set was a family. Like, we really, really, like the guy who played Vince, like, we used to have the camera guys, we'd throw them parties in his backyard and take care of our crew that way. Like, we took Jimmy Burrows, the legendary director, and the props department out to Santa Anita for a day of gambling on horses. Like, it was just it was a wonderful experience to be a part of. And I don't think anybody on that show would tell you different, because it was so meaningful at that moment. But again, we realized it while we were in it. And then, and then later you hear things. You never know where an act of kindness is going to resonate. Like, later on, I got a couple letters from people. One letter from this lady who told me that, her father had horrible dementia, and the only thing that calmed him down was watching Mike and Molly from noon to 1 every day in his facility.
Yes.
So when you hear things like that, you go, you know what, man, maybe it's not about us. Maybe we're here to lift others up, and in doing that, we get peace. I try to hold on.
Love it.
I'm an old hippie, though. What do I know?
You know it all, Billy. Billy Gardell will be here April the 4th. Come see him up here at the Mint Gaming Hall, Kentucky Downs. Billy, thank you. I know you got to run. Man, we appreciate this so much, and we hope to talk to you down the line.
Guys, I appreciate you, and I love coming on radio still, because I'm from Earth One, and my fans still read and think, so I really appreciate you. And I'll see everybody down at the Mint. Let's go. Let's win some money and laugh. That's a good combo.
Absolutely. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Billy Gardell going to be here April 4th at the Mint here at Kentucky Downs. We're at Circa today inside the Mint, but I really appreciate him joining the show. And I texted someone and said, once again, the Chase and Big Joe show has landed a random guest, but a fun guest.
Yeah, right. And it comes out on Netflix today. I mean, that's a whole awesome. Different generational see there. That's really cool.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. When we come back, we'll give your question of the day. Plus, we'll talk some boxing at the bottom of the hour. More coming. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Here on this Thursday, we're at Circa Sports at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. As it is opening day in baseball and also the Sweet 16. We'll be getting underway. We're going to talk some boxing here in a few minutes, but quickly, let's get to our question of the day.
In honor of Billy Gardell that was on and Mike and Molly, I'm curious, what do you think is the funniest sitcom of all time? The funniest sitcom of all time. What is that? 615-737-1025. What's a sitcom that you've seen 1,000 times, still makes you laugh?
I'm going to say The Simpsons, because obviously it is my favorite show. But I was telling you that, like, I've been watching Friends a lot at night to kind of wind down and go to sleep. I have to turn it off because I'm laughing so much.
Still
and
funny.
I've seen every episode of that show at least 10 times and can quote most of them. But I was watching the one last night where they all turned 30, and I was in tears of just
funny show. That episode's funny. Yes.
Like, Rachel's like crying, and Ross buys the car,
right?
And everything, and it's just like it's timeless. There's probably 25 other examples I could give.
Yeah,
I'll say those two.
I'm going to go to me. Sanford and Son. I've seen every episode no
good.
less than 100 times. I laugh every time because it is just off the chain, hilarious and funny every time, and Lamont and Rollo and Fred. I mean, it's just on and on and on. And so mine's Sanford and Son. I've seen every episode so much that I still, to this, I was watching one the other night. It just makes me laugh. So, Dr. Crane, what's yours, buddy?
If I had to go old school, I'd go Welcome Back, Kotter. If I go new school, I'll definitely go The Office.
I
think The Office and The Simpsons are like retired to the rafters.
in the Hall of Fame.
The Office, goodness, yeah. But old school, Welcome Back, Kotter is pretty funny back in the day. And it's funny even when you think about how big of a star John Travolta was at that time, was the biggest star in the world doing that show. Makes it even kind of more cool.
Was it one of you guys that sent me the reel of the sports innuendos, and it was Michael Scott, that's what she said?
That'd be me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
You're welcome on that.
That was good.
So, what's your funny staff sitcom then, your favorite?
Our question of the day is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. First-time shooters shoot for free. Just tell them that I, Chase McCabe, sent you, and check them out at ariestactical.com. We'll get to the question of the day throughout the show, but coming up next, we're going to talk about a little boxing. The Team Boxing League is coming to town with a couple of different events. We're going to talk to their CEO and commissioner coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. On this Thursday, we're live at Circa Sports at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. And if you're looking for some cool things to do around our city, check out the Team Boxing League coming to Municipal Auditorium on April 17th as the Nashville Smash take on the Phoenix Fury. It's a different concept with boxing, and to talk more about that, we bring in the CEO and commissioner, Kevin Cassidy, who's on the line with us. Kevin, how you doing?
How are you?
We're doing.
We're glad to be talking to you.
Yeah, we're doing well. We're excited to be talking a little boxing. This is a really cool concept that, if our listeners aren't familiar, how would you best describe it? As you basically have one round of 3 minutes if you're a boxer. It's different boxers in different rounds, but tell us a little more about it.
Sure. So it's basically the TikTok of boxing. It takes traditional boxing, honoring the traditional concept in boxing, and it's judged the exact same way a regular boxing match is judged. The difference is it's one. So each weight class has a fighter that comes in the ring, fights 1 3-minute round under the traditional boxing rules, scored the same way, 10-9, 10-8, 10-7, and 10-6 for a knockout. So we have 12 teams in 12 cities all around the country, 16 fighters, 12 male and 4 female in the different weight classes. 26 weeks is our season, 56 head-to-head matches of 3-minute rounds and nonstop action. So because there's only 3 minutes and it's a 1-round fight, what happens is they have 30 to 45 seconds to figure out their opponent versus a regular, 12-round match. You have rounds that you're figuring out your opponent. There's no time to dance around. They have to get right to it, which is what creates the action.
Well, and you talked about keeping the tradition of boxing. I mean, we've seen some of these long fights that can kind of drag on. I mean, this you're getting, as you said, you're getting the action right there because you don't have time as a fighter to mess around.
Exactly. So it's gotten over the years, everybody's attention span is much shorter, including my own. Like, I'm a big baseball fan, and I take people that are younger than me to games with me, and they're looking at their phone and they're not watching the game like you used to do as much. Now they're trying to do things with baseball. Well, this is the same thing. We came up with this concept. We believe it's the most exciting new thing in boxing. And, we're at 12 teams in 12 cities this year. but we're going to 20 teams and 96 events next year. So, it's taking off,
That is going to be fantastic. And tomorrow you're in Atlanta as the Nashville Smash will take on the Atlanta Attack at center stage. But as we mentioned, April 17th, you'll be here at the Municipal Auditorium, and you can find out more details and get your tickets at teamboxingleague.com.
Kevin, I want to say one of the great things I'm looking right now, thank you for having a website that's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, I mean, I land on your website and everything, and Chase is asking these questions, and you're explaining, and it's all right here. So I'm telling you, that to me, that you won the first round on that one, Kevin, because the website is great, teamboxingleague.com. But I tell you, and folks don't know this, boxing is still very popular, and I don't think people realize that, right?
It's super popular, and you see it when you see these giant events that like Netflix puts on. They're fantastic. But, the main card, because of the superstars that they have on there, is great. But then you have all of this undercard that nobody's willing to watch like they used to be. That's why you saw Showbox and things fell off over time, because the viewership's just not there. Because people are looking for what is the most exciting short-form format now. So, I think we've addressed that, but we've also honored the traditional boxing concept and tradition.
I think it's great, and I like how it explains how a match works, like you were telling me, the launch rounds, the middle rounds, then the money rounds. I mean, you go to those money rounds, if it's tied 8-8 or something, I mean, you got to be on the edge of your seat for this.
Exactly. It is so exciting that when somebody comes to our events, they're hooked. They're just hooked. Now, we had some great success on television, and we continue to. Last year, we ended up with 12 million viewers, which is, huge for we were in our third season. Now we just started our fourth season with 3 matches this past weekend, which were just phenomenal. Also, I wanted to say, in Nashville is debuting some 2 young amateur standouts are coming up. For Nashville at 147, Jasir Riley and Khalil Walden. And this is going to be a really interesting to see them match up with Atlanta. So that's going to be great to watch.
I think that's very cool. What was the genesis for all this? How did this all come about?
So myself and a friend saw that there was, a slowdown in what was happening in boxing. We're huge boxing fans, and we kind of just sketched out something. At first, we were looking at 3-4 rounds and all different kinds of concepts. We landed on this. We tested it out at Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut with 6 teams and around 27 matches the first year. And we weren't trying to get people. We were trying to test the concept. So we had it in one of the event centers there, and people just started floating in from the casino. And that was the genesis. And then, we started to, really refine the rules. And then, we put together the league based on really the NFL concept of the NFL, which each team will have individual owners. There have been a few teams that have sold. And the league is still managing all the teams through season 5, and we just opened season 4.
Kevin, who came up with the names for the teams? Because I got to tell you, whoever did, you need to give them a raise. These names are great.
Mostly one of my buddies came up with all the names so far. But, yeah, they're great names. Nashville Smash, I mean, what a great name. And you have a great coach there, Fred Dulé. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to interview him or talk to him yet, but he's a great coach with incredible team spirit. He's got all the team training together. They eat together. They get together at least once a week to have a team meeting, and you'll see there's a lot of team spirit. So boxing's always been a lonely sport. Now you have a lonely sport where you have the person's in the ring alone fighting, but they have their teammates cheering for them when they're going in and when they're in the ring and when they're coming out.
Kevin, I'm curious of the conditioning, because when you condition for a 12-round fight, I have to imagine that's going to be different. Now there's, you're doing this more often with the team concept and all of that, but how does this change the conditioning for the fighters?
Well, it's a real change in concept. In other words, you're not going, you don't need the stamina for the 12 rounds, but what you need to do is you need to get to business right away. So it's a difference. So I'll give you an example of something that happened. The Canelo-Crawford fight, there was the undercard right underneath it was Reiko Santana, which was one of our fighters that fought for the Phoenix Fury last year. And he was supposedly outmatched, and it was looked at as he was the underdog. He came out and knocked the guy out in the first round. And it's because, and he attributed it immediately to his training with Team Boxing League that, he would have never had the chance to beat the guy he beat because he just came out and went right to fighting. The other guy was still trying to figure him out, and he got beat badly, fast.
Well, Kevin, we're excited about this. I know you're going to have a few events in Nashville starting April 17th. This is a really cool concept, and I think going to be fun for people to go check out. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Look forward to seeing you in Nashville.
Absolutely. Kevin Cassidy is with us, the CEO and commissioner of Team Boxing League. You can check it out at teamboxingleague.com. And I agree with you, Joe. The team names are pretty fun.
I'm all in now. The Boston Butchers, the Philadelphia Smoke, the Miami Assassins, the Nashville Smash. I'm telling you, man, so many times I'll go to a website. It's like, what is this? This is laid out perfectly. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Here in Nashville. Okay. I learned something new today.
I agree. We got some answers on our question of the day at 615-737-1025, which is?
We had Billy Gardell on from Mike and Molly earlier, and he was very great. It was a great interview. Great interview.
Great time.
We want to know what you we want to know what you think is your favorite sitcom of all time, from the 50s, 60s, 70s. It doesn't matter what it is. What do you think the favorite sitcom is of all time? Chase has Friends. I got Sanford and Son, Dr. Crane. We're going to give you Welcome Back, Kotter, buddy.
Yep.
That's perfect.
I like that.
We'll give you
Could I have taken him in a fight?
I don't know. You might.
Well done.
Yes.
We'll get to some of those answers next, live from Circus Sports
The
in
Love
Kentucky.
Boat
Bringing us back.
1025.
Chase and Big Joe live at Circus Sports in Kentucky. Our show presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. Dr. Crane is back at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. And our question of the day is the funniest TV show?
Your favorite sitcom.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Favorite sitcom.
Jeff says Ty, Sanford and Son, and All in the Family.
Oh, boy, All in the Family. Imagine doing that show today.
I don't think you could.
Right? It's such a funny show back then.
Hair Metal Henry, I don't think you could do Sanford and Son or All in the Family.
I think you're right.
Hair Metal Henry says Curb Your Enthusiasm by far. Several votes for this show. Married with Children.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a fantastic. We all have a little Al Bundy in us.
Everybody.
4312, King of the Hill, hands down. Their blue collar humor just hits me. Hank having a mini can of WD-40 for a stuck. Big can of WD-40 will always hit me. Scotty from Dixon, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, hands down. Will Smith was amazing, but couldn't have done that show without Hillary and Carlton and Uncle Phil.
Absolutely.
2104, oldie but a goodie, Andy Griffith.
I never got into Andy Griffith. I just never did.
Funny.
I never did. That's my
Now,
fault.
from that era, I Love Lucy is probably my favorite one. 3569, old school, Cheers, new school, Modern Family.
Cheers is so good. I'm so glad it's on one of those digital channels, too, at night.
Mike in Las Casas says Seinfeld. 0374 says 2.5 Men. I've seen every episode at least 10 times.
2.5 Men is a great show, but that was during all the nonsense with Charlie Sheen that I think.
And then he left.
Yeah, that I think kind of overshadowed how funny of a show that was.
I agree. Jeremy in Clarksville says The Honeymooners in Sanford and Son.
Oh, yeah. Honeymooners
is great. Is that right to the moon?
Yep. Yeah, boy. Say that today. You know what's funny? I know you're reading the list. Wings.
Wings is good.
Wings is vastly underrated.
Tony Shalhoub.
All the actors and actresses in that, vastly underrated. Yeah, Tony Shalhoub's great.
Here's a good one. 6963, Night Court.
Oh, yes, the original one with
Yeah.
Harry Anderson,
Yeah.
John Larroquette, really good.
They brought a new one back with John Larroquette, but I don't
It's
know.
that. It's that. It's like the daughter of the judge
Yeah.
is now the judge.
Yeah. 3448 Frasier. That was a good
I
one.
never got into Frasier, although I like our Dr. Crane.
4828 says Scrubs, and the reboot is actually really good.
Okay, good.
9943 says Good Times.
Oh, my gosh. I tell you, when James dies and Florida drops the dishes in the kitchens and says, damn, damn, damn.
Yep.
Man, that gets you every time.
Another for Seinfeld. Mork and Mindy is a good one. The Wayans brothers and Martin, or Martin.
Yeah, Martin's good, man.
And 8955 with a classic, The Jeffersons.
Oh, so good. So good. I mean,
Everybody
those are
Loves Raymond gets one, gets a vote. I never got into Everybody Loves Raymond, but I know it. I respect it.
You will if we have the Patricia Heaton on the show, which I'm trying to get on. I'm trying
You're right.
really hard to get her on the show, so we'll see. No, these are all, you take it back, but like Sanford said, like, I don't, is there one out now? Is there any sitcom out now that makes you laugh? I don't know any out there.
No,
right?
not really. New Girl was funny, but that's gone now. I like The Big Bang Theory.
Well, that's
I like
gone,
Young
right?
Sheldon, yeah.
Like I tweeted out one time, like, has anybody ever watched a Monday night CBS comedy? And Pat O'Brien came back and said, not even I when I worked there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. But
Now, okay, here's one. Nevada Josh says Ghosts. I have seen a few episodes of that. It's pretty funny.
it's Thursday nights?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It was one of the actors or actress was nominated for an Emmy Award for that show.
Family Matters is also criminally underrated.
Yep. Is that what did I do that? Urkel? Is that Urkel?
Yeah. Matthew in Nashville wants us to know that the Pirates just pulled Skeens and they're still in the first inning.
Oh, no. Dr. Crane, get on it.
I'm on it.
It's 5-2 in the bottom of the first.
Yeah.
Mets over the Pirates, 5-2.
Mets have a sneaky ball club. They go grab Jorge Polanco in the offseason along with Bo Bichette. That's a guy that's kind of trying to get back to his old form, but this is a sneaky ball club.
What was that? I'm sorry.
He fell asleep. Wake up.
That's all right. I'm just going to talk to the wall. That's all right.
You're good. We love you, Nick. You do a great job.
Baseball, apple pie, the best thing ever. Oh, that's so good.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
There's like
one.
18 seasons of that.
Oh, yeah.
I watched one season. It was great.
It's
I just
still
don't have
going,
time.
isn't it?
I have
Or is
no.
it-
Charlie Day is very, very, very funny.
Well, he thinks you're funny.
Okay, as he should like that.
Yeah, especially when you go into Elvis.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, that's the comedy. Look, there's a lot of those 80 comedy. Growing Pains, Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Samantha. Those were iconic shows, man, that we grew up on. I feel bad that my son doesn't have that.
Right.
Those are those really funny 24-minute long sitcoms that make you laugh every week.
So keep those coming throughout the show, 615-737-1025. Is Will Wade one of the most hated people in sports now?
Explain what went on.
Well, so he's leaving NC State and going back to LSU. And LSU is where he was at when everything kind of went down with the strong-ass offer and the whole FBI wiretaps. And, he and Sean Miller were at the heart of all of that. They both have now, since come back, and ironically now both in the SEC as Will Wade returns to LSU. Here's the deal. I think Will's a good coach. Obviously, I have connections with FRA and went to school with his brother and Will, and their mom was the headmaster for a long time at FRA, and so they're a great family. And I think looking at that whole situation, obviously wasn't good, but everybody deserves a second chance. He's rebounded from that, but I just feel like people just don't like him.
Was he ever – I know LSU fired him in 22, but was he ever implicated in anything? I'm trying to look up now.
He was in a documentary on wiretaps and
Okay, was he
that.
convicted? Did they bring him to court?
I don't think so.
It says he could also be terminated. Get your formal notice. I don't. I'm just now perusing all this.
Yeah.
And
I don't remember the whole deal. But
I mean,
he's back.
Yeah, he went to McNeese for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And then 1 year at NC State, and then now LSU. I think people just they don't like the he at a press conference a few weeks ago. He's like, "Yeah, I'm committed. I love it here," and then 2 weeks later he's gone. Unfortunately, y'all, that's the way it is now.
He signed a 6-year contract at NC State last year.
Yeah,
and
well.
he's like, I'm out of here. See ya.
LSU was like, "We want you to come on home now." But I mean, think about LSU now has Lane Kiffin, Will Wade, Kim Mulkey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
Look,
great.
you're going to ask me, where would I rather be, NC State or LSU? I'm
LSU.
going LSU.
Yeah.
Sorry for my friends that are Wolfpack fans. I get it. But
Yeah,
I'm going. Now, what's your connection with him?
I literally just said it.
Say it again.
We went to FRA together.
Okay. And then his brother graduated with you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Their mom was our headmaster. Their dad, I got car insurance through for a long time. So known the Wades for a long time.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, well, I mean, that's
Good family.
good for him,
people.
right? I mean, go back to where you're happy. I know you're never going to make anybody 100% happy, but he's everywhere he's been, he's won. Everywhere.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, he got McNeese to the tournament. He got NC State to the first 4 in the tournament. So that's the tournament.
Yeah.
And now he's got a chance to do it 3 years in a row with LSU. How
And
cool
then
would that be?
NC State's going to hire Nolan Smith.
Yeah, I could see that.
Down there, 10 minutes from Duke?
Yeah.
They're all right there in the
I
neighborhood
could see
together.
that. I mean, I think it all depends on who Carolina hires first, but that's going to be interesting. But LSU's a good job. I don't think it's a bad job.
Yeah. I mean, it's just you're going to be overshadowed by football. I mean, it's just the way it happens in an SEC school like that. Yeah. I was watching Auburn play last night, Nevada, in the NIT. I don't even know who won that.
I didn't even know the NIT was on.
Flipping through, I was like, okay, there they are. And there's Stephen Pearl on
Yeah.
the sidelines there.
Was Bruce there?
Bruce,
Yelling?
I'm sure he was at some point there yelling for his son. But no, I mean, be mad at Will Wade all you want. You think Will Wade cares?
Nope.
No, he's going to go back to where I tell everybody all the time, go to where it makes you happy.
If I'm Will Wade and somebody insults me, I go, "Oh, that's not cool," and then I open my phone and look at my bank account and go, "Okay, I feel better."
Yeah, feel a lot better. So
That's
go.
fun.
I mean, if they want to look, it takes 2 to dance, right? LSU wants him back. After all that went down there, and he left after the 22 season, and then bingo. Do you think Byington gets that North Carolina job? He's still number 1.
I think he could very much be in the mix. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. 615-737-1025. We will have more coming up next live from Circus Sports here on 1025 The Game.